I mean, without them, I wouldn't be able to drive that car. But I drive that car everywhere.
Wonderful. So I know you've had a lot of experiences. What one sticks out strongest in your mind as being the most memorable experience in an ATV car?
The most memorable experiences when I broke down on the Hoosier tour, and I had Alan Partridge driving my car because I had a blood clot in my leg and I couldn't drive. And I said, and to me it was funny, but it wasn't funny at the time, but we broke down and I said, Alan, there's smoke coming out from under the engine and it's coming under the dash. And I jumped out the car holding the fire extinguisher, and poor Al was still in the car. And we left the car in Fort Wayne and we got a ride. I can't remember who gave us a ride. I got a ride to finish the tour. I went up there and we finished the tour, and Bert Dickman came, and with his trailer he picked up my car and brought my car home, and somebody got it fixed. I don't know who got it fixed, but somebody did.
Tell him the story about Perry that time. He didn't follow you exactly and ended up in Chicago.
That was the year that everybody was going around and they were hijacking cars that were of value, but evidently our court wasn't. But I was driving the motorhome and I had our pet dog Sam with us, and I said to my husband, we got 89 miles to go and we'll be down at the ex-mayor's house. He went along and he kept on going on Route 6. And I don't know where he was going, but anyhow, I made my left-hand turn, and I got down to the ex-mayor's house, and I said, where's Perry? He says, I don't know. I said, well, the dog misses him. And he drove off to Chicago. And when he drove off to Chicago, he got out of the car, and he said, what a dumb he was for getting there. And he got out and sat on the curb, and he was smoking his cigar. People came by and said, sir, do you need help? He says, no, I'm just a stupid person that didn't realize that I went to Chicago instead of going to Auburn, Indiana. And I went out in the mayor's sportsy car, up the interstate, down the interstate, looking for him, called the state police, the county police, looking for him, and I couldn't find him. And when I got back, lo and behold, he was home, and I made a great big pan of lasagna for everybody to eat. And he says, I don't want none of that. And I said, I'm putting it in the oven and we're going to eat it. And he told me, he says, don't ask me where I was. And it took me almost 15 years to ask him what he'd done. And he told me he was just stupid. Don't laugh, right?
Oh my goodness. I think you should write a book.
I need to write a book because
about
of
your
these,
escapades in the Auburn.
with 43 years with this man and everything that I went through and with my car. And he said to me when I bought that car, why'd you buy that car? I said, because you won't let me drive your Cord. You tell everybody, take my wife and leave my Cord alone. And I said, now I have a car that I can drive on tour and I can have fun with it. And I do have fun with it. And like Al Hatch said, and Al Hatch was one of the persons too that helped me with my Cord. And he said when I won the Mort Crestor Award, Crestor Award, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. But if it wasn't,
that was rare.
It was rare. But without belonging to the club, belonging to the club and all the club members, they came to my rescue and they helped me with my car. And without them, my car wouldn't be on the road today.
But you are known for helping everybody else.
Yeah, I always helped everybody.
Yeah, you've got a heart bigger than you are.
I always greeted everybody that come in. In fact, I still do. I greet everybody that comes in. I am very heartwarming and friendly to everybody. And I was friendly to you.
Yes.
When you came in.
Definitely. Even though you thought we were Luke Tedeschi.
I thought you were Luke Tedeschi on the field down at New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Right, thank you.
And we have a lot of memories on that airport. else would know?
Anybody have a question?
Everyone's grandma. Tell them how you're everyone's grandma.
You're everybody.
Well, I guess so, because, well, I started out with my granddaughter Jessica. She used to go to the shows with me until she turned 18, and she found out boys were more interested in cars. She used to be my companion, and she came to the ACD meets up at Hillcrest and up at Seesaw Mills, and she really enjoyed it. And then other children came along, like Lindsay Green came along, and she said to me, "Kathy, what are we going to do today?" I said, "Well, let's go. We'll go down to the mayor's house and go swimming. We'll go down the water slide." She looked at me and said, "You're going to go down the water slide?" I said, "Yeah, I'll go down the water slide." I went down it 5 times and broke 4 toes. And then I said, "I think it's time that we go home, and I'm going to the hospital to get my toes fixed."
No matter what meets we were at, though, Kathleen used to corral the children and take them off somewhere to go horseback riding or do something or other.
I take him for a ride in my car too,
Yeah.
like John Zadnik, like his daughter. I take his daughter out to the flea market, and we ride in my Auburn, and then we get into the golf cart, and she loves the golf cart.
Anything else you'd like to tell us?
Well, no, I can't think of it really unless you ask me some questions.
Tell us a little story about your sister coming to the last spring meet.
Mary Ellen. She doesn't want to tell stories about Mary Ellen.
We can censor it. We can censor it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I took my Auburn. I figured, well, I'm going to use a trailer, and I'm going to trailer it out because I drive by myself. And I hooked the trailer up. My husband was in the hospital at the time, and I hooked the trailer up by myself, and I had to put a winch on it because I had broke the, I can't remember what it was, the starter that starts it, and I had broke that, the bendix, that's what it is, and I had broke that, and I put the winch on it, and the come along is what it was. I put that on it, and I got that baby up there on that trailer, and I went out, and it was Katrina, and I got up to West Virginia, and the cops pulled us off the road. And I said, "Why are you pulling me off the road? All big rigs have to be off the road." I said, "I'm not big. I'm only 32 feet long and 24 feet, the motorhome is 32 feet, and the trailer is 24 feet. So you call that a big rig?" He says, "Ma'am, it's for your safety." And I says, "Okay." So he took me into a safe place where I was supposed to be. 11 o'clock, I looked up at the stars, and I said, "The stars are out." So all the other people that was there, I was the first one to leave. I said, "I'm leaving. I have to be on tour." And I left, and there was no rain or anything, and I got to Fort Wayne. I got to Fort Wayne about 2 days later, but the tour was over. But I mean, hey, that was great. At least I made it out there. And then the guy said, "Well, let's take your car off the trailer." I said, "It's not going to start." They said, "Will you get in it?" I said, "Me get in it? I don't think so," but I got in it, and we got it off the trailer, and I said, "Well, now I need a push." And every time I turn the key off, I need 5 men and a boy in the back to push me down the road so I can get it started. And we got it started. And see, without the club members and their young kids, we couldn't get it started.
And Kathy also was the recipient of the Woman of the Year Award.
The Woman of the Year Award in '88, I think it was. Yes.
What were some of the things that you had done to earn that?
Well, I was on the gate. I call it the gate. I was on the gate for over 20 years. I was like a fixture, and I greeted everybody that come into the to the car show, and I stopped the ones like the governor of Indiana, and I stopped them from coming in, gate crashers, and I'm an official greeter of the ACD club, and then I also found rooms for a lot of people. A lot of people would come to me and say, "Oh, where can we stay in Auburn?" Being